today we're hiking the Onion Trail. We're going to Polaris Peak, and this one is located on Highway 93. This is the beautiful Bow Lake behind me. We're getting an early start today, so the water is really nice and calm. It is smoky today, which is unfortunate, but I'm hoping for the best. And this one is about 17.5K with an elevation gain of around 900 meters. So we'll see how the day goes. I think this is going to be a long day for this one, but it is a gorgeous hike. So I will see you guys soon in the next clip. Bye!
I think it's dawned on me that you ain't coming back. I've lost my chance to see us find our way back. And in the end, amidst these trying times, I'll always try to find you. I'll lie to you to find the truth that you hold back. So stay with me. You know that I'll follow. I can't breathe. Together we'll fall apart. Stay here right in my arms, and we'll start again. So stay. Dramatically talk to me, and it's so funny, you're all I wanted, and I can't talk, want you out of my life, so say none. I'll wait for days if you ain't one, I'll say none. So stay with me, you know that I'll follow. I can't breathe, together we'll fall apart. Stay here right in my arms, we'll start again. So stay with me, together we'll fall apart. Together we'll fall apart. We'll start again, so stay with me. Together we'll fall apart. Two souls colliding. We shared the pieces of ourselves. It's perfect timing now. We fueled the flames, but we're still learning to trust, learning to trust. It's never enough, never enough. Burning me up, burning me up. Don't fight the fire, too much too fast will burn us out. We walk the wire, love. Don't make me read your mind, I know it. Learning to trust, learning to trust. It's never enough, never enough. Burning me up, burning me up. I won't fall when I'm picking you up. Of my hand, I will be strong enough. Our love is stronger, and I'll be here. My lead, now we're taking the jump. My pride, cause I know you're the one. Our love is stronger. Baby, I know that it's stronger than yesterday. Two sparks igniting. We left some space for us.
Hey guys, this is the view that I'm looking at right now. It's super smoky out still. I was hoping that the smoke would clear a little bit, because this hike is stunning. I actually did this back in 2021. Didn't make it all the way to Polaris Peak. We only made it to the ice cave, but it's still beautiful. It just, the view doesn't do it justice of what it normally looks like, but still a great day for this. I will see you guys in the next clip.
My head is quiet now. I can rest in peace, cause you are more than enough, more than enough. Feeling the rush, feeling the rush. Burning in love, burning in love. Two souls united. This roaring blaze is soaring free. If you ever get tired of love, I'll sing you gently to sleep, cause you're still more than enough, more than enough. Feeling the rush, feeling the rush. Burning in love, burning in love. I won't fall when I'm picking you up. Of my hand, I won't be strong enough. Our love is stronger, and I'll be here. My lead, now we're taking the jump. My pride, cause I know you're the one. Our love is stronger. Baby, I know that it's stronger than yesterday.
The hut is kind of towards this way. You can kind of see the roof of it from here. And this is the view. So pretty. Okay guys, we're looking at the Bow Hut right now, which is that building in front of me. So you can actually book this place. You can stay here overnight and then do the Onion for sunrise, which is so cool. We just did a crazy river crossing, you guys. The river is super high right now. It's very hard to cross. It's right there. I put my phone away, of course, because I didn't want it to fall in, but I also changed into water shoes to cross it. It's freezing cold, as you can imagine. It's like glacier melt. So that was a fun experience. It was probably one of the most challenging river crossings that I've ever done. I've done a few that are pretty bad, but this time I had my water shoes. So if you're doing this anytime soon, I highly recommend bringing water shoes with you. And I'll show you guys our objective, which is up there. And I'll see you in the next clip. view, you guys. Look at this. It's a glacier right in front of me. St. Nicholas Peak over there. We're almost there. We finally made it, and this is the view. Oh my gosh, it is so worth it. This is definitely one of my favorite views ever that I have ever done. And even though it's smoky today, it's a little hazy, you can see the colors of the lakes beautifully. There's like these two little lakes right in front of me. I don't know if the camera is really picking it up, but it's like mint green, and then you have this turquoise one, which is Iceberg Lake down below, and then Bow Lake off into the distance. So I'll see you in the next clip. I'm gonna do some vlogs and some photos, enjoy a little lunch up here. I don't think it's too late in the day yet, so we do have a lot of time, but just soak in the views. So this is what we just crossed. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but we basically, you have to cross this. So you have to go up here and then over there and kind of hop across that next one. So that was our route across this. welcome to my after hike summary for the Onion, or Polaris Peak as its proper name is. The trail itself is called the Onion on all trails, but the peak that you're climbing to is called Polaris Peak. This one, I will tell you guys the stats first because I didn't do that in my last hiking video. So this one is 20.4K with an elevation gain of 935 meters. So I did this hike actually back in 2021 and did not complete it. I made the mistake of going to Bow Glacier Falls first, which is a detour, and I didn't really think too much of this detour, and I didn't think how it would affect how the day went, but it really did. If you are planning to do Polaris, definitely stick to it as like a kind of standalone hike. I know there's other things in the area for sure, but it's worth coming back. It's worth doing Iceberg Lake. I have not done that one yet. It's still on my list and it always looks so stunning and beautiful and I cannot wait to do it. But there's Iceberg Lake in the area as well as Bow Glacier Falls. I think you could tackle those two in the same day potentially, but if you are doing Polaris, definitely just stick to this as a one and done hike because it is pretty long and it is kind of strenuous. Like I mentioned, I did this one back in 2021. This one had this really beautiful ice cave back then, but it collapsed in I think September 2021 and it hasn't regenerated or anything. So there's no ice cave on this one anymore, but you're basically going from Bow Lake up to the Bow Hut and then you're gonna keep going until you get to the peak. So that is your route. When we first started this hike, it was so incredibly smoky in the morning that I was a little bit worried that we would have no view because I had just come off of hiking Sherbrooke Lake and Paget Lookout a couple days before and I had no view. And if you guys know the general area, those two are kind of close to each other. So this one is on the 93 and the other one is on Yoho if you keep going down the highway a little bit. So in terms of distance and like where these two are located, it's kind of in the same area. So I was a little bit worried that we weren't gonna get a view, but thankfully we did. So this one starts off incredibly easy. You're going on the shores of Bow Lake. It is super beautiful. I think Bow Lake is actually prettier than Lake Louise. That's just my personal opinion, and I love how not touristy this area is. Keep going down and you get to like the river that flows into the lake. You pass that and keep going. You get to this chalk rock, which is basically a huge boulder that goes over the canyon. And I always have to have help on this boulder. I'm pretty sure I could figure it out myself, and there was actually a ladder there at one point, but right now there's no ladder, nothing. You just basically have to climb up this boulder yourself, and I had forgotten my scrambling gloves the day that we went, so that was partially my fault. I think I would have a lot more ease to climbing this if I had my scrambling gloves. It was a lot easier to come down, but going up it was a little bit challenging and I didn't have the grip that I needed, so I definitely needed some help. I went with like 3 other people, so it was great. It was good. We kept going from here. So from here you get through different terrains, and this is what I love about this hike in particular. I love hikes that vary in terrain. I love long hikes and I like hikes that have everything. So you basically start off at a lake, go through the river section, you get to the canyon section, you get to a boulder field. Boulder fields are not my favorite at the moment. After doing Constellation Lakes, boulder fields are not my favorite thing ever. And I could go, you know, a while without seeing another one if I'm being honest. So you go through a couple boulder fields. I think there's 3 actually altogether, 3 boulder fields. You go through a meadow section, you go through another kind of, you go through like this narrow section where if you look down, you're like looking into a canyon, which is really cool. Eventually you get to the river crossings, and the river crossings in this one they were harder this time around. If that's like, I don't know how, because I went in the same month. I went in the same month back in 2021 as I did this time around, but I found the river crossings more challenging this time around. And of course you're stepping in melted glacier water, so if you can imagine how cold that's gonna be, it is cold. So my personal opinion, you guys should definitely take water shoes with you. If you have any kind of water shoes with any sort of grip, it's gonna be a lifesaver. There is some sections that get really really sketchy near the bow hut. So this is where I didn't have any issues last time at all. They were like fairly narrow river crossings back in 2021, but they've gotten really rapidy. There's just a lot of water you have to cross over now. In order to find a safe way to cross this section, you definitely should be wearing water shoes. Don't go in your regular hiking boots, otherwise you're gonna end up with wet feet. Okay, so after here, after you pass the bow hut, the trail gets very confusing in a sense, where you do have to follow an All Trails map if you have one, or follow your Garmin, follow something that can get you to the peak, because there is really no defined trail going up to Polaris from here. The rocks and stuff up here are really interesting. I definitely know why this trail is called the Onion. So the rocks are in layers. Definitely reminiscent of a receding glacier for sure. You're definitely in glacier terrain here, and there isn't really like a super defined trail going to the peak, so just follow the rock cairns. They really help. A lot of people made rock cairns along the trail, and that will definitely take you to the summit. So the one thing that's really cool about this is there's glacial blood along the way, which is these like pools of red glacier water. It is super interesting, and I've never seen it before. I didn't get to see it last time because we only went to the ice cave and then went back. So it was really cool seeing that. And then eventually when you get to the summit, you get to see Bow Lake from a bird's eye view. You get to see Bow Lake, you get to see Iceberg Lake, you get to see like the little tiny pools of glacier water kind of flowing into Iceberg Lake. It's a really beautiful hike, you guys. This is probably the most beautiful hike that I've done this year so far, and I was just so happy that the smoke kind of just cleared itself away, went away a little bit. So when I was at the summit, I really fully enjoyed it. There is a glacier to one side of you too, which is super cool, and just the varying colors of the water is what really got me. So lake views are definitely my favorite, and you get views of like aqua water and like kind of slightly more turquoise water, and then Bow Lake is like this really deep intense turquoise. So you get an amazing view from the top, and I really loved it. This trail feels like it goes on forever because it is 20k. It is about 10k to the summit, and then the 10k walk back is just, it's a little bit mind-boggling in a way. You do have to find ways to safely cross all of the river crossings, and it's just a mental struggle, this one. It isn't really a physical struggle for me anymore, it's more of a mental one. If you guys know those type of hikes, that is how I felt with this one. Would I do it again? Yes, in like 2 years from now maybe, but I do want to do Iceberg Lake at some point. Seeing it from the bird's eye view angle and seeing how beautiful it is, I definitely want to check out Iceberg Lake sooner than later. And that is all for this video. I do hope you guys enjoyed it. If you are not already subscribed, please go ahead, click that subscribe button below. I upload 3 times a week, Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.
I let you into